Welcome to Sideline to Baseline with your host MB and K. Lou. What's
K.
going on, y'all?
Lou.
Look, we got Double A in the building. What's in your wallet? Sorry, Watson. We got Deshaun in your wallet, baby, and DeHaven. And that's a good segue, Jason, because guess what? We've been debating for the last 3 weeks about Deshaun Watson, and finally we get a little bit of breakthrough for MB, who kind of thought it might have been just chatter, and we find out that Miami will pull the trigger as soon as when the NFL give them some kind of solid, we ain't gonna touch him, we'll let him play, he gonna sit out for 3 games, he gonna be out for the season, and they won't do any of it. So Miami
what are we buying?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
They don't know what they're buying.
That's what I told you. It won't happen. It won't do it.
I think it will.
But I think Jason and I both were saying that it was on the table and people were trying to make it happen. I think we thought you were saying that, it's banter, ain't nothing gonna go down. But, the whole time I'm like, well, the only way it won't go down is if, they're getting something that's saying he ain't gonna play, which is, and I was thinking, I was like, well, he people they want to throw, like, I didn't think it was the picks. I don't think it's a price too high, as Jason I think said early on. So I never thought that was it. I just think they're afraid it's 22, because they outright said, MB, if he don't settle this court thing, then they don't want to touch him, and that's Miami's own.
That's what I've been saying from the beginning, though. That
okay,
with the whole cloud thing, with this case, they got to have some determination as far as how this case going to work out. So that's what I was saying. I said, man, it'll be hard because to trade for him, and you don't know what the league is thinking. You have a question mark from the league. They don't have enough information to put him on his NFL exemption list, and da 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 da. It was just too many open doors, and that's why I said I didn't think it'd get done.
And that's sad, because it seems like, Rodgers should give them something, because I mean he's hurting the brand, I believe right now as well, by not making a decision.
Goodell's got 130 million. Goodell's got 130 million reasons not to do anything.
If you had to bet, though, they're doing it. Even if it's a maybe, you do it. If you can maybe get Michael Jordan, every time.
Jason, but I'm thinking if it was going to be done, I feel like it would have been done, already. I really think that's the issue, because I think they're thinking not only Roger Goodell, but they're thinking criminally this thing could spin out of control as well. And so then you're done with them for good.
Yeah. Did you see the story came out that Houston cranked the price up on them? That just came out a couple hours ago, that Houston modified their asking price after, loosely agreeing upon it. If you look it up, that's the latest story to come out, is that Houston raised the price after, of course, nothing is a deal until it's a deal. But, when two sides basically feel like they're on it, and then the other side wants a little bit more, it looks like they had an 11th hour price increase. It just came out on ESPN a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Miami keep losing.
They keep losing and the price going up.
That just seems very Houston to me. I think they're feeling very desperate. Their franchise is in tatters. So they're giving away Michael Jordan. I mean, look, they've lost everyone that matters there. And now they're about to
give him away, Jason. I know. If they lost him.
Who's that?
They gave away Hopkins.
Gave away everybody.
I don't know where he goes.
Make no sense.
Bradley Roby, Ingram. I mean, who's even left? Brandon Cooks. That's it. And he's like, does that mean y'all like me or hate me? Like, why am I still here? So
it probably means they hate you. They keep you.
Or everybody else does. They can't get nothing for you. I don't know. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to find out Miami's the only suitor. And I think they'll come to a deal, because, God, you can't drag this beyond Tuesday. This will just hang over the franchise the rest of the year.
Well, tomorrow is the deadline.
Yeah, it can get done. Here's in reference to what you were saying. You heard one report is saying that Miami Dolphins, that like K-Lou mentioned, that they wanted Deshaun Watson to settle the lawsuits before they make the trade. And once Houston found out about that they were gonna settle the lawsuits and stuff, then Houston, that's when they supposedly raised the value, the asking price.
That's horrible, man. Just to think.
They stuck the settlement in the budget.
Exactly.
Because if he
To think that it's not,
Uh,
for people to really believe that the NFL ain't grimy, man, to hear that, like a real life situation going on, and then you use that to your advantage.
Man, some people would view that as a fiduciary duty, or we're just doing our due diligence, getting the most for our franchise.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. I've dealt with a lot of business people that think that way, but progress is made on action. So, like if you're going to blow up a deal by trying to get a little bit more, okay, well, now you're not doing good business. So I don't see how Miami pays that. Like, if you're Miami and you feel like you've got your framework and then the phone just rings and they're like, and a fourth, what are they going to be like? Yes, sir. How's that? I've never seen that work, right? I mean, you guys have been there. I mean, could you imagine Miami being like, okay, I don't think.
So that's why you have the same franchises are good every year. Do you notice that? that's what's behind that.
So what you're saying
aren't making those dumb decisions, Jason. The same franchises, it's a revolving door. You see this team, they're good, they're bad. Yeah. They get back, they build, they're good again. And it's a reason for that because they make good choices.
Right. David, what were you saying?
No, if he settles, I wonder, does that get rid of the criminal as well if he settles?
I don't think he has anything criminal.
No, there's 10. There's 10
criminal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it will, DeHaven, because he's not going to settle with those people if they press. They have no leverage.
Yeah.
Right. So
but he doesn't have.
No, I'm not going to pursue it.
He doesn't have actual charges, right? He just has open criminal complaints, but they're
they're not actual charges. No, you're
right. It's no official charge.
Correct.
Right? That's
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I was.
Yeah. Shoot, I can go make a complaint on K-Lou right now in 20 minutes.
Oh no! Baby. There they go.
I can go get the paper. I can say whatever I want, and they got to take it down. So I don't think if there was anything going to happen criminally, it'd be
done by now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The way that criminal process works, like they figured out real quick. Those detectives did. They were already on to the next stolen bicycle within a couple weeks.
Which is why, remember what Deshaun said in the beginning. He's like, I want to fight this. I ain't selling nothing. Like, remember, that was his attitude. That means he paid for it. Got what he paid for.
He definitely paid for it. There's no doubt.
So you saying he still has his
that's
receipt?
what I think happened. If that's what you saying, and they saying something kind of the same, but they ain't finished the story. Like, it's kind of feel like y'all telling the same story is what I thought.
Oh Lord!
Well, a couple of them texted him after, and they apologized. Remember?
Right.
They were like, a few of them did.
Yeah. Oh, please use this again. Yeah, that sounds very.
That's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
He'll be a Dolphin. He'll be a Dolphin by Wednesday. Do they do a press conference? That's the bigger thing. There's usually that big press conference.
They got to.
Yeah.
They're gonna put him on a mic in front of a podium and get those questions.
Yeah.
They have to.
Is Tua going back to Houston or?
Watson ain't gonna play this year. I don't think.
Well, why they trading for him?
To have him next year. I don't think he can. I mean, it's going to be too much. It's just going to be so. I mean, that is going to be AB.
Not there, MB. I think Uncle Luke stands next to him during the press conference.
There you go, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You got the wrong professional team there, man.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Come on, man. And I think the old three from the 2 Live crew,
Nah,
You know?
man, don't do Luke don't turn over New Leaf, man. Don't do that.
But I'm just saying, if
Nah,
that
man,
happens,
there you go. Trying to
then
throw a
they
shot.
ride off into the sunset. That's the Miami everybody want back
There you
anyway.
go. There you go. There
He'll
you
be
go.
playing-
Come on,
he'll be
man.
playing by
Don
both
Shula
Hey,
just
I
turned
told
over
her, hey,
3
Can you
times in his
believe
grade.
what it'll do for recruiting?
Who for recruiting?
Yeah, I'd have flipped.
Yeah.
With the
Physical
Dolphins
therapist at every practice.
raising their standards and letting everybody know we back, then that's gonna trickle down to the U and everybody know they back.
Oh man. And that's coming from a Duke grad. Look at you, boy. Man, your comments, it seemed like you went to Notre Dame. You seem like you throwing shots. Catholic versus convicts. Come on, man.
Hey, look, we're always good at what we supposed to be good at, MB.
Yeah.
Can't say the same about y'all.
Yeah. But look, we got
y'all
some
ain't been
championship,
good
though.
at what y'all supposed to be good at in 21 years, man. Come on, get it
Hey,
together.
but at least we was good. Duke ain't never was good in that.
Again, we're good at what we're supposed to be good at. Y'all ain't good.
Come on, the hate.
Y'all supposed to be good at.
The hate.
You got a couple
Can't
years.
say nothing right now, but hey, at least you trying to get there though. Y'all settle with just being a basketball school.
Yeah, we are. We a basketball
school. At least we trying to get back. What are y'all? What are y'all?
Trying to get back.
You say what?
What are y'all? Y'all ain't no football school. Bet that.
We trying to get it back, man. Hey, I can't tell this weekend. We two weekends in a row. We doing something, baby.
Manning has saved his job.
ACC
Jason,
right now.
Manning has saved his job, baby. We gonna get an extension.
Van Dyke done saved his job.
Single-handedly destroying the AC chances of making it to the college football playoff because Miami don't spoil somebody's bracket by beating the two other ranked teams in ACC. So hey, I'll take it, baby. I'll take it.
12 freshmen.
I'll take it.
Starting.
Yeah, I'll take it. So we got to start somewhere.
Hey,
because I don't know what it feels like to be in a locker room and be like, guys, just you about to play a game, guys. Man, y'all, hey, just play good, man. Just do your best. That's all. Don't. I don't know how.
There you go again, man. That's why I tell you. That's why I tell you can't have no standard. That standard talk you talk about.
Hey, K-Lou, I don't know how to do that. I never accepted that. Hey, guys, come on. Hey, just go out there and have fun.
Hey, Miami would take that right about now. Just go out there.
They're doing more than that right now.
No. They're
fighting. Take that right about now.
All I can say is it's sad that you talk about a standard and then have a comeback like we won 2 in a row.
No, I'm saying you got to start somewhere.
21 years, I keep telling you that's the standard.
No, you got to start somewhere. And I said right now, Miami's killing the ACC because they knocked off 2 ranked teams. And so
like I said, y'all need to go ahead and get
trying to get there is bad, but no, the standard is the standard. That's why we're talking about
his extension. Then
no,
he's doing a great job, baby.
Who's that?
Manning.
Give Manning his extension. He need an extension.
No. That's why we talking about getting fired because the standard is the standard. Because they try to win championships.
No.
But at Duke, you just gave him right now for beating 2 ranked teams back to back.
For these
they
2
would
weeks
build
in
a
a row.
statue at Duke. They
No, not yet. Not yet.
When Cuffler had that one season, they gave him a stitch. They would have built a statue.
Yeah, we also played an ACC championship, though.
I know. And you got they would have built a statue.
No, we ain't go that far.
We ain't no Miami, man.
We ain't y'all.
So, man, hey, Von Miller to the Rams, right?
We got a basketball coach that needs a statue. Like, we actually win there at what we're good at. You know what I'm saying? We're great.
So Von Miller, what y'all think about the trade, man?
Rams going for it.
Huh?
Did they send Deshaun
big time?
Did they send Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah.
In exchange?
No.
You say what?
Deshaun Jackson wants out of there. I can't even figure that one out.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to get to that because I want to ask you guys what potential trades you see. But that Von Miller trade, the Rams. When you talk about teams committed on trying to win now, those guys are doing it, man. You know, they not. Les Snead, the general manager, he's not afraid to make a trade. I mean, Jalen Rams, whatever it takes. I mean, he'll blow it up, start over, do what he got to do. But they trying to win. You know, they trying to win now. You know, so they'll give draft picks, first round picks, whatever it takes. They trying to win now. You know, so I think that's a good trade for him. You know, as far as defensively, they weren't at the standard they was last year. I don't know if it's the absence of the defensive coordinator not being there anymore, but whatever it may be. But I think that trade right now defensively definitely helps them out a lot, especially Vaughn. I think Vaughn got like 4.5 sacks, stuff like that. Had an ankle injury, but I think he's like one of the tops in quarterback pressures. I mean, he's still got some fuel in his tank, and really they gave a second and third. I mean, just for 1 year. I mean, I think Denver is going to pay the remainers like $9 million of his less than 9.8 salary. So, I mean, they trying to get it done, man. You know, so I like that.
That's like that when Dallas added Charles Haley to their team.
Oh yeah,
and one of I think Jimmy's last year or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's the blueprint the Rams are following. Those early '90s. San Francisco added Dion. Remember Dion had a bidding war, and so they're just going with that model. And sometimes it works. Might work this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they already could get pressure without blitzing. That's the crazy part. It's if you had to look at LA and be like, where do I upgrade? I mean, you just wouldn't even have went to the dang line. So that is amazing to me. That is, I mean, they were already more Tampa Bay than Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? As far as going out and free agent building their team. But with Von Miller, I mean, oh my God. I mean, what are people going to do?
Is he specifically added for Arizona? Who the Rams think they're going to be facing to get to the Super Bowl?
Tampa.
You think it's Tampa?
Tampa, definitely.
I think Green Bay should have beat Arizona.
You can't just run out of their division. First of all, they ain't even first. Like
they first now.
They tied.
Oh, they first now.
They tied.
They
tied with
first. But the best team in football, allegedly, a couple of weeks ago, is in their division. In Arizona. So I mean, again, that's the toughest division in football. And I think just as you guys are yelling Tampa, I think they want to end up first in their division first and foremost.
They don't want to go to they don't want to go to Green Bay in December.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
And I think when you talk about, I mean, they know. I mean, obviously, offense is important to them, but they understand the value of defense as well. Defense wins championship, and they know the importance of that. And you're right. I mean, like you said, you say it so well, Kayla. It's just not about Tampa. It's in the division. But you look at the teams in the NFC, right? You got Green Bay, you got Arizona, you got Tampa. It all starts. You got to get to the quarterback.
Right.
So anytime you have that pressure up front and getting it done, I mean, that's just a win-win situation. What other trades you guys would like to see? We mentioned Deion Jackson asking to get up out of there. Should I like for him to, or any top receivers, just to get to Baltimore and give Lamar Jackson some extra help? It's not like, he's needed, but, I mean, he needs something, continue to build around him. I like to see Baltimore make a trade for Deshaun if Deshaun can at least, just be a threat over top, and it's going to open some stuff underneath. I don't know. What other trades you guys would like to see? David, what about what trade you like to see with your 49ers?
Jimmy Garoppolo. No, we need some secondary help, man. Get Jimmy Garoppolo out of there like Cam Dancer.
You talking about getting Jimmy G out, and he had a decent game against the Bears.
He'll have a good game this week, and then we won't know what we'll get next week against Arizona. And Kyler Murray might not even play. He Mr. What's it, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the tale of two Jimmys. First half, he wasn't doing anything. Second, it's just you never know what you can get.
Haven, are you having regrets about Matt Jones at this point? He looking good.
He was okay yesterday. I follow him a lot. He was like 18 for 35 yesterday. They had a big pick six that really won the game. Yeah. I hate on Mac Jones a little bit, but he's doing all right.
Yeah.
He's good for that system, though.
Yes, he's great for that system. He's great.
He did end up with Kyle Shanahan's system. He'd be the perfect quarterback for that system.
Right.
He's the perfect quarterback.
Right.
So Double A, it's going to take a couple years for us to figure out who really won that. Won this quarterback draft.
Well, let me ask you this, Jason. I mean, you see, Derrick Henry got hurt. He's gonna have foot surgery. I don't know how long he'll be out. So they resurrected my man AD all day, Peterson, right? Is that a chance? Like, say the Saints lost Jameis Winston, can Cam show up there? Is it Cam sighting for the Saints? I mean, he being in the same division for so many years. I mean, would Peyton want to add him, or is it too much like what they already got with what's the name at quarterback?
This really hurts to say, but I think K. Lou used to say this to me a lot too. I don't think that Cam. I think his time in New England showed complex offenses aren't his thing, and I don't want to say that. And I'm saying he's not smart enough. I'm saying that he's just not built that way. And when he was successful in Carolina, it was a simpler system, but again, I hate describing that as if I'm talking about intelligence. It's about his skill set is read and go, backyard football. You know, how many times did he break it? Shed a guy off, and we should have lost the play, but then he found the guy with arm strength. So none of that is anything Sean Payton does. Right. And I think Taysom Hill, smart quarterback. Not a lot of people know it. Jameis Winston, smart quarterback. That's true. Not a lot of people know that about him. Complete idiot. Somehow he's also smart. So I don't think that Cam Newton fits in. By the way, did you see his dancing on crutches? I hate that guy. Now I love that guy. That was amazing. But I don't think
ACL.
He was feeling no pain.
Cam's not a fit. Even for the Taysom Hill packages, the ones, you ain't gonna bring him in for that. I think Taysom Hill comes back off the concussion. Trevor Siemian shows he can serviceably play. Yeah. I don't think anybody. I don't think New Orleans picks up Cam.
They're gonna have to win on defense. Their defense is gonna have to keep stepping up like it did yesterday
against Tampa.
And Sean Payton is a scheme guy and feels like he can attack you and beat you with his scheme. Obviously, everybody wants a great quarterback, so he ain't turning down no great quarterback. But at the same time, he feels like he can win with Simeon.
Right.
Simeon is smart.
Just beat Tampa with him.
And then now with him trading to get Mark Ingram back as well, and now he has his Thunder and Lightning type of running back show, which he loves using guys, and then Michael Thomas should be coming back, right?
Yeah.
Like now.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So then he's getting a lot of the weapons. So I think he's feeling like, man, I ain't gonna really ask Simeon to do much. Like get it over here, get it out there, hand it off a lot, and we gonna run.
Right.
Gonna play great defense.
Well, let me ask you this, K. Lou. You talk about the Saints. What about the Browns? Do you think they make a move with OBJ? Do you think it's time to chip him out? Whatnot? I mean, what's your thoughts?
And I had thought about that a couple weeks ago when Baker Mayfield went down. That I started concerning myself actually with Baker and thinking, is this the time where the Browns say, we'll figure out how well we play without him, and then see if we pull the trigger on him. So I actually don't think OBJ has anything to worry about. I think it's Baker right now.
In the contract year.
Really needs to be worried.
In the contract year at that.
See, I don't.
Well, you think they would trade Baker?
It's not. I'm not.
He's got another year on his deal.
I'm saying they're not going to extend him. When think about it, like when teams know that you're their guy, it's done. It's done already. Like we didn't have these conversations with any of the quarterbacks that just came after Baker. They're already.
Lamar's not done yet. That's just a matter of money, though. Lamar, is this a matter of money?
Right.
It's just a matter of how much.
The ones in his class that's done is Josh. To me, I don't know if everything I read about Baker is correct. I would think he would be like, you know what? No, I don't want to sign it because I need to increase my value. You know what I'm saying? Competitive guy, he see what Josh Allen got. Maybe
my
he's
argument,
like,
MB, it's just when if you the DC and you playing against them, you're gonna talk to me about stopping the run is what the conversation.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so that's my problem. Like, then why are we focused on him? Like, I always think that teams are intelligent enough to do their homework around the league and ask what's going on in your locker room as you prep for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, And then teams also do self-scouting, which means, guys, that the defensive side of the ball actually scouts the offense and tells you what's going on, on your side of the ball and where you're vulnerable, where would they attack you, and who would they, set out to stop. That's
Right.
They not telling you they going to lock down Baker. Like we try to confuse him and show multiple coverage. No, they like we manning up or we zoning up because we can't man with these guys. Your receivers are too good, so we're gonna play zone so we can see what he throwing.
Yeah, I'm saying that from Baker's standpoint, right? They're like he would be like, because number one pick in the draft, he's probably gonna bet on himself and be like, you know what, if they offer him something, the Browns should be smart. Obviously gonna be lower than what the other guys are getting, much lower because he's not to that level. So I would think it's just be his mindset be like, you know what? No, I ain't gonna sign anything yet. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna get better and prove it. From that standpoint.
But that's not his GM as well, right?
No, that's not his GM.
So then you know how it is. It's a different situation. It's not like that GM gonna live and die off of you. He might, but the other way around. Like if he go with you, but he has no commitment to you. Right. So it's smarter for that GM to move on, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they will, man. I think Cleveland is too. He's the only interesting thing, good or bad. He's the only interesting thing to happen in a long time in Cleveland, and I think
after LeBron.
Yeah, I think, Kalu's right as far as the results on the field or the success on the field. I mean, even though he's gotten them to the playoffs, but I think that he just brought excitement to Cleveland regardless. I don't think there's a chance he doesn't sign. I think they offer him big because until he loses it, he's all they got. I mean, what else are they going to do?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
If they lock him down, that's when you're gonna hear Landry and OBJ start murmuring about getting out of there. I'm serious, because they're not playing. We're not hearing those names like we have in the past when Landry was in Miami and OBJ obviously in New York. And yes, playing in New York had a lot to do with it. However, his numbers are not the same.
Right.
Well, definitely OBJ. That's why I mentioned about OBJ as far as getting traded. Is he a candidate? But for Baker, I agree with Jason. Like I'm saying, especially when you talk about the big playoff win they had last year against Pittsburgh Steelers. To me, when you talk about trade, because they're trying to move. You got to talk about. We're talking about Cleveland Browns, and they haven't had a quarterback they probably had since Couch,
yeah.
Like 19 different quarterbacks doing that time.
Couch, yeah.
So Baker is the only one.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not the cream of the crop, but he sure look better than all the other ones.
Okay,
so to me,
that makes
if
a
you
lot
get
of sense.
rid of that, you got to make sure you got a replacement or you got something else to replace that's better than that. Because right now they don't have any centers. Right now they don't have because they picked up that 5th-year option, so he's got one more year. This is 4th year, right. So they still got time. So they're not forced to pay him. Because, he haven't really proved that he deserves a big contract, So they can wait it out at least another year and be in the same position. But I think the old thing, you got to tolerate him till you can replace him. And so this offseason, I think we talked about this before. You go to offseason and you got Aaron Rodgers right there, that you make it like that's the thing where you look in the wheel and deal, if the thing with Deshaun get cleaned up before then now you able, maybe you throw the hat in that. If you can get an upgrade, I think you got to keep him until you can replace him.
I do. I just think it's a determination about what value, though. And
yes, no doubt.
If that's next year, then that's next year. But you got to see what that value is going to be. $30 million per year per Baker Mayfield is what the rumors are. I don't know.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they don't have to pay him right now.
You don't have to do that. Yeah, you don't have to do that right now.
Because they got him next year. They picked up the 5th-year option for $18 million. So to me, you don't have to pay him.
You got him cheap. You
don't have to pay him you can play him. He play next year, then he become a free agent. You can always tag him.
Because you don't want to be in that situation who got that extension early? Goff got that extension early.
Yes.
Wentz got the extension early, and it backfired. So,
yes.
I agree with you. I would just hold on next year at that 5th-year option. And
that's what I'm saying.
But what happens if he falls out? Then you can't agree to something. You got to franchise him or
right.
Would they trade?
Replace him.
Would they trade OBJ inside the division of Baltimore?
Nah.
I
No,
don't
right?
think so.
Because that's who they're hoping to. Well, Cincinnati.
But that'll
It's
be
a weird
good.
game.
OBJ
Cincinnati.
at Baltimore.
Right, that'd be for him. Yeah.
That'd be really good. That'll give
I mean,
Lamar.
that would give
legit-
him something nice, huh?
Yeah, that would be. That's a great point right there.
Because Cincinnati stumbled yesterday. I wasn't expecting
did.
that.
Hey,
Yeah, they
conversely,
point shade.
what if Deshaun goes to Baltimore? OBJ goes to LA. I think OBJ fits more of what they need. They don't.
Ooh,
LA don't really need that burner. You know what I mean? But they do need that
third down.
that other
Yeah.
thing that Cooper Kupp ain't. You know what I mean? So I think maybe
Not
that's
much Cooper Cup ain't though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Putting up
but you
numbers.
don't think Robert Woods do that? What OBJ does?
Robert Woods is great, but no.
He's like similar to Cup to me, Robert
Yeah.
Woods.
Yeah,
He's a possession
okay, yeah,
receiver. He doesn't really take the top off, I guess. But they're not punt returners when they catch the ball. That's what OBJ is.
Okay.
Gets open and then
Little
just
shake
does
and
something
bake.
great. So that
Okay.
I don't think it would be a 3-team thing. I think it would just be a coincidence. LA shift one and then bought one, but no way Cleveland will weaponize Baltimore like that.
So I think Kevin Costner is going to have a sequel movie for Cleveland coming up. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question. As far as like, I guess what it's been 8. It's the 8 weeks. Been 8 games, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like a mid-season report. So right now, think about this: pretenders or contenders, right? Or I got this one, or point shaving, right? Or they are who we thought they were. When you think about the Chiefs, right? Are Chiefs right now pretenders or contenders, or they are who we thought they were, or are they point shaving right now? What's your thoughts, Caleb?
I'm still not worried about Kansas City. You got to look at them as not young anymore, but a veteran ball club. So I think really what has happened to them is they've done this 2-3 year run where they're best team in the NFL and all the glitz and glamour, and they found out that it only really one game matters. And so I think the focus has changed. I think, and I'm not saying they're trying to lose and all that, but I just don't think they're out there throwing the whole kitchen sink out there trying to win every game. Like I really feel like in the past, because think about it. They were a second half team and had to win a whole lot of games regular season and postseason from behind. And I just think, they're looking at it more like we have things to fix and we're going to fix those things every week. And it's more of a business approach. And I think we'll start seeing them these last 8 games really start to be the team that, we thought they were.
So they're 3-4, and the Raiders, who are leading that division incredibly, are 5-2. So there's only a 2-game swing right there.
Yeah. They got 2
Halfway
games against the
through the
Raiders. I think they played the Raiders twice.
And they play the Raiders in 2 weeks. I was just looking at it.
Yeah.
So K-Lou, it sounds like you think they still contenders. Double A, you mentioned about the Raiders. What are the Raiders? The Raiders pretenders, contenders? They are who we thought they were, or point shaving?
I think they're contenders. I think this thing galvanized them. They got rid of a little bit of a poison on the sideline. I think that, Gruden and Mayock built that team, and I think you're going to see them come together.
Wow.
Right or wrong.
What's your thoughts, D. Haven or Jason? Any thoughts on the Raiders?
Good, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think they're contenders. I think their defense is getting better. Crosby, they got a nice line. Darren Waller's, going to come back. So I think they're definitely. Derek Carr's playing excellent. It's the best I've probably ever seen Derek Carr play. So I think they're contenders.
K-Lou, you brought up a point well said about the Chiefs. Let's stay in that same division. What about the Chargers? Young quarterback, are they? Because they jumped out. Are they pretenders or contenders? Or
no, I still believe this is a super weak division. Kansas City is about to show us how weak they are. I think everybody's a pretender in this division except for Kansas City, and it's going to play itself out. One thing about the NFL, it's a long season, and we see with a team like Tennessee Titans, as we were getting ready to kind of get behind them with all our pom-poms, and then all of a sudden we done ran for the hills, jumped on the bus, the plane, sped off, and we trying to get out of town right now because, Derrick Henry's gone. Like, when you start looking at, as much as basketball is about stars, football is too.
No doubt.
and start counting your stars, man. They just seem to somehow wiggle their way to the top.
Jason, any thoughts on that?
I would say twofold. I like Vegas. I like the team. I like the roster. But when's the last time an interim head coach won it all? Like I just, you can. I think what I've seen from them is it does seem like they've just simplified the offense a little bit. Because now you've kind of lost your master vision of the whole thing, and I think that's translated to making things a little easier for Carr. But what's that going to do when the pressure's turned up? Like what?
Right.
When the games matter more, and the people on the other sideline have been game planning for what you're game planning for, what you're game planning for, what you're game planning for. And I don't think the interim's going to take them the rest of the way. I think they responded pretty well here, but I can't remember the last time an interim head coach had a franchise vision that everybody needs to buy into to get to the postseason. But as far as LA, I think they're contenders next year. I think this year, I just don't. I think the wild card spot's going to be too hotly contested, and I don't think they're going to win the division. So I would say, basically, I hate to echo the smiling face up there, but it just seems to me like it's KC and then nobody else out of there.
Well, and the last interim, he wasn't truly an interim. Probably was Bruce Arians when he was with the Colts when what's his name, Chuck Pagano, was sick. And then if you're a true Cowboy fan, you probably see Barry Switzer.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe Doug Peterson. Didn't he come in, or was he the head coach?
He was the head coach.
He was from the.
Yeah, he was the head coach.
Remember when he came in.
So maybe
That was the backup quarterback.
Let's circle to the. I guess what we before the season considered the strongest division, the NFC West. I mean, is Arizona just got their first loss? I mean, are they pretenders or contenders?
Contenders.
Yeah.
Contenders all the way.
They beat Green Bay and lost. I mean, they had the game right there. AJ Green just forgot he was playing football for a minute, and they win the game.
But Green Bay was a little short-handed that game. They still pulled it out. They missing receivers and everything. They still were able to pull that out.
Yeah, they was missing their top three receivers.
Yeah. And then Kyler Murray got nicked up again. Another game where he's getting nicked up.
Yeah.
It's like the second or third in a row he's been nicked up.
And then J.J. Watts is hurt. He's out for the year.
For the season.
Yeah,
he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
A place that might call Cam.
Huh?
A place that might call Cam, Arizona.
Who's his backup?
Now they're built for him because Kyler is playing like he was in college again, which is good and horrible. I mean, horrible, just flat out horrible. Because when you look at the situation you just said 2 weeks in a row where he's got nicked up, that's him playing at his best, Dave. That's him when he's running around, throwing it, running around, getting first downs, running around, breaking 25-yard runs. That's Kyler. And that's why I never thought he'd be successful in the NFL. And now, he's been successful, and I think he ends up on somebody's training table because of the same activity. Just because it's who he is, man. Some of that stuff you can't take out of these guys.
No, you can't.
Right.
They tried to a Robert Griffin, and it ruined him.
Yeah.
After that injury,
Hey, he did a terrific job too.
Yeah.
This week on
who's that? Oh, Robert Griffin.
Yeah, he did.
He did a terrific job. He's a natural, man.
Yeah, he's nice. He does a great job. I like him a lot. Him and that other guy they have, they work great together. They do an outstanding job. Yeah. All right, and we talked about, speaking of good job, we talked about the Rams with the trade for Von Miller. I mean, are they definitely contenders? They was contenders beforehand. And contenders
before, 7-1. You kind of got it right now, and now you're trying to stay with what those are the coaches MB that are sitting back saying, "Hey, we just need to keep focusing on what we're focusing on." Those kind of coaches.
They're tweaking right now. They're just little adjustments. Yeah.
All right, DeHaven, don't cry. Your 49ers, baby. What are they? They are who we thought they were. Did the screen come out the grave, or are they point saving, or are they pretenders or contenders? I mean, good Lord,
we pretenders, man. Paper champions. Everybody every year, look like we have a great roster. Something that's not right. It's not right this year. Something's not right. We can't convert on third downs. We woke up a little bit in the second half yesterday, but before that, we were like 6 for 36 on third downs, and there's been some bad losses. Like We are straight pretenders right now. I see it. I ain't gonna say bad pretenders, but we are straight pretenders right now. But we'll see. 2 weeks coming up. We got Arizona. They might be without Kyler. Got the Rams on a Monday night. And the schedule gets
got a tough stretch coming.
Yeah, we got 2, but then we get Jacksonville, Minnesota. The thing about that in the NFC, like I said, that 7th spot I think is going to be up for grabs. Like who's that 7th spot? You got Minnesota's in it right now. They lost last night without Dak. To the Cowboys without Dak. So Atlanta's like in that. So I mean, we still might be able to get that 7th spot if we get through the next 2 weeks and maybe make a nice run. We got Houston left, so we got some very winnable games left on our schedule. But so
DeHaven sounds like one of those guys that truly believes that the playoffs is the second season. He's telling us they can limp into the postseason and make
anything can happen when you get in.
They got a chance.
Wasn't Tampa Bay a wild card team last year? I mean, anything can happen. But they got
that's the Steelers mentality.
Hey, New York.
I just found out the 49ers turned Brady down.
You can always pick those anomalies, but by far and large, the teams that have been playing
didn't the Giants do that one year?
Continue to play really
good. They were the first to do it.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, I think, 05.
Yeah, Pittsburgh was the wild card. They went all the way,
Or maybe the Giants were the first.
And the Giants did as well. Yeah.
But was the Pittsburgh like a 5-seed wild card? There was something special
Pittsburgh
about the
was a 6 seed, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. They was the last seed in.
I could have sworn it was the 07 Giants being the first to do either the wild card or the lowest or the 6th seed. I think Pittsburgh was a 5-seed wild card.
I don't know. Somebody research it and see. But why you do that? Who we got? Let's Seattle, go NFC South. We're talking about NFC South. Well, no, let's go to Cowboys, the East, baby. Is the Cowboys, are they, K-Lou, you went with the Cowboys last year. Are they pretenders or contenders or what are they?
I mean, you got to be proud of what they're being able to do right now, because usually right now they sitting probably tied with Philly at 3 and 5. Like, that's what this division does. But I don't think anybody in the division got any better. I mean, they were able to win this week without that. So yeah, they're showing some promise. But if I'm in the NFC at all on that side of the line, I am not looking at the NFC. I'm actually hoping that I get one of them in the playoffs.
Right. Well, what's your thoughts? Who would you say in this division is point shaving, man? Philly?
Everybody.
The Giants?
Washington. I thought Washington would be better than what they are.
Yeah.
Good defense. I mean, wasn't their defense highly? Jack Del Rio had that defense rolling last year. I don't know what happened to defense.
Chase Young, he's on a milk cart. I don't think he got a sack the whole year, if I'm not mistaken.
Too many. What was the Gatorade commercial or the commercials? I don't know, something going on.
No, MB. We're used to seeing this on offense, but we never really talk about it on defense, MB. And that's like when that offensive guy jumps out as a rookie, first-year starter, everybody's kind of on their heels trying to figure him out. Then you have a whole off season where you're actually looking at him, and then you like, oh man, all he really was doing was this and this. If you're a 1 or 2 hit wonder, you about to struggle from that point on. And a guy like him came out of college, it worked for him in college, came into the pros, the same stuff worked for him in the pros. Now he's sitting back like, oh, I'm good, and he didn't go to Von Miller pass rushing camp this summer. So that's what got him.
So you think that's what got him, huh? They catching up with him.
Yeah, they caught up. But I'll say this for the
MB, you're always having to work on your craft, and you're looking at yourself and saying, man, I ain't do that well. Let me work on these things. And you know how it is. Like, if you ain't getting better and critiquing your own game, man, listen, everybody else is. Trust me.
Yeah, and you're right in what you're saying. I don't know if that's the case with him. Look like he's working hard on those Under Armour commercials. So I don't know. I don't know. We would defend this house. No, wait, I'm sorry. You had.
I was going to say that the thing that surprised me about the Redskins is this guy Heineke. I think he's going to get a payday. I think he's as far as being a serviceable NFL quarterback. He looks like he's better than most. They
don't have a lot of receivers. They got Scary Terry, but who else they got?
They
That's why
got what's that?
he's made something out of nothing.
McLaurin, that's
Terry,
Terry.
Mallory,
McLaurin.
that's who you mentioned,
McLaurin, yeah.
Jason.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah.
But then after that,
yeah. In the running game,
Hey,
Antonio
I'm
Gibson's
gonna
gotta
use
be the
y'all
best this
argument against y'all. Hey, they in the Cleveland situation around there. When have we had somebody?
Right.
Yeah.
But they'll put him on that Cleveland team as a healthy guy instead of Baker. And you don't know what could happen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Kalu. They I mean, yeah, they've been struggling as well.
Y'all
Let's
think
go to
Dallas
NFC
playoff
North,
game?
man. I mean, Green Bay. I would say they definitely contenders,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I agree that. What man? Point shaving. I'm going Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, they point shaving 3-4 right now. I mean, I don't know. Like you said, you bring a good point. Like, what did they do to get better? I mean, seemed like they got rid of some guys, but they need to do better, man. You know, I expect a little bit more out of them than 3-4. You know.
Yeah.
it seems like Kirk Cousins is good for a couple. What was that? A game? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to ever break through. I mean, even those wins, those playoff wins, you know, like the one against or two of them against New Orleans. I mean, both of them, as much as I'd like to dump on New Orleans, both of them were kind of like New Orleans messed that up. You know what I mean? So I really don't know where is the big, great Kirk Cousins moment.
Come
ever.
on, he's never been that though. He's
He's
always
Carson
been
Wentz.
a guy that you always go to, because you don't have anything else. And I don't mean that in a negative manner. He's a starter in the NFL, but he's at that 500 and lower starter mark that we see every year. I mean, let's face it, guys. It's 7, maybe 7, 8 quarterbacks that you would want, and then it's everybody else. And he's in that everybody else category every year. But that doesn't make him a bad player.
Yeah.
He's still
not a top
10
10
player. He's just not,
elite.
The guys that you want.
But
Kalu, Matty Ice or Cousins?
I'm taking Kurt every day of the week, baby. Let's go, Kurt.
Captain Kirk. Yeah.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah. They were.
You like that?
I'm finna pump him up.
What is the thing he said? You like that? What did he say? Something?
He got Zimmer's face.
So do you owe Matt Ryan money? Why does it be like Matt Ryan so much? I don't understand.
No, I'm messing with Kalu.
Hey, he's throwing
when
at
Kalu
me.
hates somebody, he go all out. So that's why I'm throwing that Matty out. He hate him.
He was putting it on us this week. Remember?
He hate him. Huh?
Remember that text? Yeah, he was putting it on the Panthers.
Oh yeah.
That was me that sent that. I was getting on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I caught the natty ice part. That was pretty good.
So what do y'all think about Detroit? Do y'all think? Okay.
God.
What? Here's Detroit remaining record, right? And obviously, man, it's our teammate. It's the head coach, so we cheering for him. Who you think would be their first win? Here's their schedule. So when I say the name, you just stop me. All right, they play Pittsburgh. They got a bye this week. Then they play Pittsburgh.
That's a win. Right there.
They ain't losing. They lose this week.
So Pittsburgh right there. Everybody said Pittsburgh.
No, the bye.
The bye. They won the bye week.
They won the bye week. Oh, y'all are wrong. So how many of y'all saying Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh next win? They beat Pittsburgh? No. Y'all was saying the bye. Who won the bye? All right, so they got Cleveland, Chicago, Minnesota, Denver.
Maybe Chicago. Where's that Chicago game at? Detroit?
It's at home. They play Chicago.
They got Justin Fields running the option now. They ain't beating the Bears.
They almost beat Baltimore.
Yeah. And then you got Minnesota, Denver, Arizona, Atlanta, Seattle, and Green Bay.
Said it.
Atlanta. If they don't beat Minnesota, it'll be Atlanta.
Maybe Green Bay's not playing for nothing that last game.
Right.
They had no starters. Maybe Atlanta. Yeah.
So do you think they'll get a win this year? I guess is that a better question?
Get a win.
Yeah, I think so.
They play too hard.
Does he get a win on Thanksgiving? Is that when they play Chicago?
Is it? No. Yeah, it is.
Maybe that's one they could get up for.
Yeah. Short. It'll be a short week too. So
I mean, look how well they played LA for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? And they should have beat Baltimore. So I'm not saying
they're good yesterday. They looked like against Philly at home. You would expect the Rams to do that to them. I think Philly beat them up 44-6.
Philly got rid of a lot of demons yesterday.
Right.
Maybe that's a bit of a trap game. Maybe they're like, finally a bad team we can compete with. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Philly was thinking the same thing. So,
so K-Lou, let me ask you a question. NFC South. All right. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. New Orleans beat them. Who's the true contender out of that?
Tampa.
Obviously, I mean Tampa. In a win, New Orleans ended up losing that game, man, which is tough. Having a horrific injury in their starting quarterback. You never want to see that. So obviously now they got to start all over. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I say start all over, like Sean Payton has to chunk all the stuff he's built upon this season and all of a sudden go back to, hey, I'm a young OC mode trying to make my mark because that's where he at, and trying to win with Simeon because he knows everybody's going to come at him coverage-wise. They're going to force him to make great throws. And now he has to scheme people. He has to scheme them and get him to throw the easy stuff. So, I mean, I would have loved because I think all of us were rooting for Jameis Winston. When you look at his numbers, he just had one problem. He just he was a little tester-birdie with it. He liked the other team just as much as he liked his team. But he liked his team.
But he was 36. What's that? Get 36 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. You got 30.
He liked both teams the same.
He
was colorblind. That's what they used to say about Vinny.
His 30 for 30.
What's that?
When's ESPN gonna do his 30 for 30?
Vinny's?
Testaverde?
No, I'm talking. You said 30.
James Winston.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. And I forget what announcer said it, but I mean last year, when his last year at Tampa, not last year, but the year before, his last year at Tampa, they were saying, he's the only guy I've ever seen that will throw you in and out of the same game. You hear that a lot. Oh, he'll throw you in and out of games because that was Brett Favre. You know what I mean? That's what they. But not in the same game. like
Carson Wentz
jump out on you. 3 touchdowns. And then all of a sudden 3 picks, and 2 of them they done took back, and he put himself back in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, how you single-handedly did that?
Cam did it a couple times.
Huh?
Cam would do that too. Yeah. Remember how many times, even during our good years, we would jump out to huge leads in the first half just to hold on to the second half. So Cam's got a little bit of that too. I think Jameis was doing better in New Orleans.
Yeah,
but
that's a good situation for him.
I think that's tough. That's tough to just when you're starting to rebuild your image. I mean, look how bad he looked. Look how terrible. Broke the worst record to have in Tampa. Then you get shipped off, albeit for an all-time great. And then you come and, you're Drew Brees' last year, and then, you're not going to beat out Taysom Hill. I don't think anybody expected him to beat out Taysom Hill. Remember, we were surprised.
I did.
You did?
No. Yeah. I did. Yeah, I don't think it was hard, Jason. And I blame Sean for it not being hard because he gimmicks Taysom too much.
Yeah.
For him to really – I don't even know if Taysom really looks at himself as a franchise guy, and you got to see it in yourself first, and because he definitely not utilized him as such. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I don't know. Remember your boy? He not here to defend himself, but I had plenty of arguments with Pac Jam because Pac Jam was like they need to replace Taysom, Drew Brees with Taysom Hill. Remember that?
Right.
Drew.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that. So yeah.
I mean, the times he came in, he looked electrifying, but I mean, it was in comparison to statue Drew Brees. You know what I mean? I mean, his arm strength, dwindled, people said, but at the same time, if you make the right choice every play, you know what I mean? And Drew just
Pack was just upset because he knows if Drew Brees would have stayed with the Dolphins, Nick Saban would still be there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Where's Culpepper at?
What's
He's working at a Baskin Robbins in Minneapolis right now.
well, speaking of the Dolphins, man, I mean, what will you consider? They're 1-7 at the bottom of the AFC East. I mean,
they're
point shaving?
They're chum. They're chum in the waters. They're a little.
Huh?
They're happy. I feel sorry for Brian Flores. Had such a good year last year. I thought they were in the
right,
and it looks like they can't pull out close games. It's just something's amiss. And
what do you think is the problem?
Lost the locker room. Offensive line. I think their offensive line is not as good. Their defense isn't performing as well as it did last year.
Right.
They got rid of some veteran defensive players. I think losing people like Van Noy. What's the defensive lineman that they got rid of? Dexter Lawrence or something like that.
Okay.
The cornerbacks, which was a strength, Byron Jones. Haven't heard much from him. Xavier's still doing his thing.
Yeah, Xavier Howard.
Yeah, but I just think they're not getting the pressure that they did last year, and it's just causing some issues. I mean, I think Tua's had flashes, but he hasn't been a true. He's starting to play better, improving, but not to the point where they can win these close games. They lose a lot of close games. I noticed that they stuck with Buffalo yesterday. They stuck at the end. They play a lot of close games, and they're not winning these close games.
We can't see.
We got special guests.
Hey, there's a 5-star.
Oh,
like, don't do that again. Don't do that again. That's what he's saying. He's like, don't do that again.
What about New England, man? They're 4-4 right now. Rookie quarterback. I mean, are they pretenders, contenders, point shaving? They are who we thought they were, and that can go in both ways.
Pretenders.
Pretenders, yeah.
You think they're pretenders?
Because I think they're going to try. I mean, they're going to try to contend, but they're not going to win a playoff game or make the playoffs, in my opinion. So
they might make.
It's deep in the AFC. It'll be hard.
Jason, that makes them exactly who you thought they were. You didn't think they were a playoff team before.
Oh, it's based off hard. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So I really believe, Bill Belichick is starting his program over and really trying to set the tone. I've heard nothing but positive things about Matt Jones from all of you guys. I mean, so if you look at it, he's definitely not pretending he's who we thought they were. And then right now, their future looks bright.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I'm with you. I mean, I think it's a great combination. I wish they would have kept Gilmore, the corner, but I like where they head. I like the direction they're headed, and it seems like they're getting better and better,
They have an identity. Yes.
I wouldn't want to play them in the second half of the season, having to get into the playoffs. They're gonna end somebody's year if they don't sneak in themselves.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make it. I think they're gonna make it. What about the Bengals? They bad loss, right? I mean, what about them? Are they pretenders or contenders or,
No, I believe I think they're shocking everybody, to be honest with you, with their good play, consistent play. Obviously, they're young. Their leadership is young, so you're always going to have stumbles like that when you have young leadership that's unable to get everybody focused and locked in, just like the last week. And then you end up playing a bad team, and you think, oh, this is an easy one, and you realize this is the NFL.
Right.
Type of game, and that's all that happened. But I think they're a playoff team. I didn't think that coming into it, but I think they're a playoff team.
I don't think they lost yesterday. I think the Jets won, which I think is what surprised everybody. And I never saw that coming, especially with whoever Mike White is. I don't know who that is.
You know what? Do you know what he is? He's a problem. Hey, 37 for 45, 405 yards, 3 touches. He had 2 interceptions, but they was tips and overthrows. Got to get those, right? Yeah. Led the NFL quarterback rating, 34-31. He's a problem. That's who he is.
So what do you keep Zach Wilson on the sideline as long as this kid keeps? I know he's hurt. Zach Wilson is hurt, but
you frame it as
Zach Wilson yesterday.
Huh?
I said he looked a lot better than Zach Wilson yesterday.
He looked good, man.
Protect your young quarterback.
Derek say Mike White is my cousin.
Don't let him rest.
Huh?
They're gonna let him rest and protect their young quarterback until Mike White throws a 3-interception game.
Right.
Then he's ready. He's ready.
He looked good. I mean, and they was passing the ball. I mean, 'cause they were behind, so they had to come back and pass it. And I mean, he looked good. He stepped up and got it done, man. He definitely was a problem,
That's why it's not that Cincy didn't show up yesterday. They lost that game on the last drive, right? They put up points, but they learned that you don't play 60 minutes, you're gonna lose the game.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And you talking about, speaking of earning, who else y'all had NFL who was a problem? Who you got? Who you got, Jason?
Oh, the homecoming,
Gilmore.
Yeah, comes on to his home team, home crowd, wins the game. Oh my God, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. First start, impact game winning play. Doesn't get better than that, man. Stephon Gilmore. I'll let you say.
He's a problem.
There you go.
What about you, Diego? Who you got, baby?
I'm gonna stay home too. I'm gonna go with my man Deebo Samuel. Nobody really talking about Deebo Samuel this year. Like, he is balling. 6 for 171 yesterday. Really got the offense going with like an 89-yard screen pass. He took it 83 yards. I'm gonna go Deebo Samuel, the running back, wide receiver. My closest thing to Anquan Bolden since. So I'm good. Deebo Samuel.
Anquan Bolden.
D-Haven, look here though.
Anquan Bolden says Anquan Bolden. Deebo Samuel, running back for football. Running back and wide receiver.
In today's NFL, Anquan would have been a quarterback. He would have never played wide receiver.
Yeah, man.
Debo, thank you, Derek. Debo, he's pretty damn good if you ask me. So.
But the Haven, Debo don't make you tuck your chain in because he ain't getting out all them yards, not one house call. Not one. No touch.
Yeah, he got some touches this year. He got like 3 or 4.
No, I'm talking about this week.
Oh, yeah. He got knocked out at the 2-yard line, ran out of gas a little bit.
You got to find out a way. That's why I skipped him and went with A.J. Brown, baby.
Who you got, Caleb?
I went with A.J. Brown, the guy that everybody's been talking about this year. And even with a Julio Jones going that way, he's still showing he the top dog. 10 catches, 155 yards, 1 touch, 57-yard long pass. He was a problem, and he's been a problem all year.
Ooh, he's a problem. Who you got, Double A?
I had to go in the college ranks. I couldn't think about anybody in the NFL, but Kenny Skywalker from Michigan State with 190 yards and 5 touches, and I've been watching this guy all year. He's the real deal. So, I don't know who's going to win this Heisman, but he looks like it to me.
He definitely. They keep winning like that, 5 touches, and I think he's the leading rusher in the nation too.
Yeah.
And don't forget, he's Skywalker the third.
Yeah, he's a third.
Who's your father?
And not from Kentucky.
Who's your father? Oh, man. Well, you know me. If we go in college, you know who I'm going. They got a W. I got to show them some love so we get back to the standard, man. The triplets again, baby. The triplets. I'm talking about those Hurricanes. Tyler Van Dyke, 32 for 42, 426 yards. All right, three touches, 1 INT, outperformed the other favorite Heisman candidate on the other side. All right, young boy stepped it up, 180 QB rating. Then you had Jalen Knight, a.k.a. the Rooster, had 17 carries, 80 yards and 2 touches. All right, he did a Luke Skywalker impersonation, not too loud crew Luke, but he went over the top, man, on 1 touchdown. And then Rambo, all right, getting it done. Sylvester Stallone, Rambo getting it done. 7 catches, 101 yards, man. Moving those chains, man. Those Hurricanes, all right, these past 2 weeks, they're a problem.
Have some problems.
No, that's your Clemson team. They got the problems right now.
Hey, you like how MB kept looking down, pretending to be reading it off, like he wasn't already got it memorized, pacing in his bathroom before the show. So he knew everything.
Hey, what's crazy is if that guy Rambo catches that bomb, Tyler Van Dyke probably been over 500 yards.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy problem. We can't wait for Duke, the last game of the season. So we'll wait to Duke. We want some of that.
Hey, you know who he's a problem is for college?
Who?
Jim Harbaugh, man. He's a problem for Michigan. I think.
He's clowning.
I think they bought the name, and I just don't. I mean, where is it? How long? What do you need? 10? You need 10 years? 3 recruiting cycles? Like when is
what
it
are y'all talking about, man?
What
He's
else?
one of the winningest coach ever there already at a story program like that. He's one of them.
What?
Bro.
They're going to beat Ohio
He
State.
loses a lot of big games. He loses a lot of big games there.
And that's what you brought him there for. But I think we need to stop that. Getting rid of guys so fast, man.
So fast. He's been there for 10 years.
Bro.
Or what is it, 7 years? 6, 7 years?
Since 2015. He left the
6
49ers
years.
in 2014, so since 2015.
So you know the Haven though.
Look,
man,
man.
have him back right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Look,
You
man,
like his
I'm telling
brothers
you,
who you
like
want.
they made a great choice, and they were going to be in the conversation every year. You forget now. Before he got there, we weren't talking about Michigan,
Exactly.
and now we're talking about him. And guess what? We're still in a position that when it's all said and done, they're going to be in the mix with this Final Four, man. It's not going anywhere. Like, and if they aren't, they're right off of it. So that's where the program has gotten back to, and it's going to be right there. Now, yeah, he's still 3 quarterbacks away from getting them there.
Yeah.
Has he ever beaten Ohio State yet? I don't think he's beaten.
No, he have not been Ohio State yet. See, K-Lou,
nobody else beat him either.
Hey,
Like y'all had like somebody else in the division beat him.
K-Lou, it's
Purdue,
K-Lou, it's called
Penn
the standard. It's called the standard,
Yeah.
K-Lou. They trying to win championships. Just happy with 8-9. This ain't Duke. They ain't happy with 8-9 wins.
MB, now I let off Miami. I'm gonna let you get one more Duke in there, and then I'm gonna let loose on Miami and make you skip through the show like you did the last time. I'm gonna let you get one more in there. So go ahead and get one
Ohio
more.
State winning championships
One
down
more.
the street. You know they won some championship.
They're not.
I mean-
They haven't won on since what, one time since he's
Who?
been there. I don't even think it's one.
Who?
Ohio State since he's
I'm
been
just saying
there.
though, just the fact they can't. You get that job. You get that job to beat Ohio State, and
That's
you get that job to win some championships. It's just.
Okay, well fire him. See what happens.
No, I'm just saying it's not.
You
I'm
go
not saying
right
that
back
he's not
to
a
the
good
bottom,
coach.
and you don't come back from that.
I'm not saying that he's a good coach. I'm just saying though they won championships. That's why we're having this talk,
Michigan.
huh? Michigan.
When? Way back. That ain't go.
No, I'm saying they won.
Miami stuff.
No, they want to beat Ohio State and they won championships. That's why. That's the issue.
For me,
Hey man,
making them
again,
take a
y'all
pay
gotta
cut-
stop that.
It's not what. I'm
Getting
just
rid
telling
of
you.
people way too early. Like it's again,
I'm
like
not saying
every
right,
time.
wrong, or indifference. I
my
said he's a good coach.
My question is always, what are you going to? You know what I mean? Like you're so quick to get off of that guy, but who do you got waiting in the wings?
He been better than Rich Rodriguez and Brady Hoke, whoever they had before him. That was terrible.
Rich
Well,
Rodriguez.
look at Michigan
Well,
State.
look, he
They
still
went
has
right
yet
to
to
a
have
guy.
a quarterback. He still hasn't had a quarterback. Let's judge him when he get what he's known for.
But K-Lou though, this ain't the NFL where you draft one. It's a lot of good quarterbacks out there. That's him. That's on him to get a quarterback.
Oh, pretty much.
That's on him.
Oh, pretty much.
And
You
he's a
drafting them
quarterback
nadays.
Huh?
You
Well,
pretty
with the
much
transfer
drafting them
portal,
nowadays.
you said? Huh? You said what?
I say you pretty much drafting them nowadays.
Why you say that? With the transfer portal? Or
Yeah.
what? No. Oh.
Exactly. So he
Well,
just saying.
that's what I'm saying. Well, it's on him though, in far as
Hey,
getting
I
the right
tell
guy.
you what, he need to be recruiting Oklahoma's backup
It's a
right now.
rattler.
Yeah. That's what he needs to be doing.
The Miami
Trying to
backup,
get
Jake
rattled.
Garcia, was the kid that was supposed to be the stud. He ain't gonna see the field over Van Dyke now, unless Van Dyke gets hurt. That's the other guy who's gonna be on the portal they're talking about.
Is that kid from Ohio State going to be in the portal? Because C.J. Stroud playing good right now. What's his name? Ewers.
Right. Yeah, that number one quarterback in the country. That had like a $500,000 deal or something, and he don't even play.
If Harbaugh beats Ohio State, it's not like they lost to Michigan State. Michigan State beat them, man. That was 37-33 last possession.
No, that was it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You say what now?
I said, as long as he beats Ohio State, he's God there. That's all you got to do. It's not about championships at Michigan.
That's all you got to do.
All you got to do is beat Ohio State.
All you got to do, climb Mount Everest, take it.
Hey, Oregon did it.
Yeah, but Oregon ain't Michigan. I think Oregon beats Michigan 10 out of 10 on a neutral field right now. Michigan doesn't scare anybody in any way. I mean, their defense isn't going to overpower you. They're not going to take the ball away. They're not going to outscore you. They're going to average you to best and hope it works. I mean, that's all I ever see out of Michigan. I mean, the year when he was on his revenge tour and was so great, they got blown out by Ohio State and all of those 5 stars on the team. So
he got some 5 stars.
Jason, if you look at Michigan, they still play old school Big Ten football, and Ohio State doesn't. Exactly. Like Ohio State could be, a Pac-12 team or Big 12 team or ACC team. Like we see them morph into all those kind of situations, but we see Michigan still come out there with the biggest dudes in the world and want to ground and pound and then run play action pass and think everybody don't know that. It's still like same stuff.
And not real exotic on defense.
No.
They're going 4-3.
Yeah.
On third down, okay, 4-3. Don't look to the sideline. Same thing as first down. Like it's just not, I mean, they're playing goal line at the 50-yard line. So it just I don't know. I don't think I think Michigan is gonna have to get. I mean, they gave the man a pay cut. That's still just it's weird to me. It's weird to me. He lost $10 million a year to stay. So I think that tells you right there. I mean, that sends a message to me. I mean, does nobody else see that? I mean, that much money of a pay cut to stay. I think that's basically saying, hey, look, man, we could fire if we could fire you, we would. But I think that like Kay Lou said, who are you going to replace him with?
Thank you. I think the administration sees that, Jason. That's why they took money. The administration gets it. We're going to replace you with, more retreads. And that was interesting reading the article. They were talking about prime time and him, and prayers out to him. Hopefully he's getting better. He's in the hospital, but they were talking about all the coaches that are up for the top jobs are all retreads. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, Michigan fires him, and all of a sudden, LSU coach Orgeron's in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Lane Kiffin in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like they were naming all the coaches that's up for all these jobs, and it's all everybody y'all know already.
I would say Lane Kiffin over Harbaugh. Not recruiting, not in like a quality of the coaching per se, but I feel like Lane Kiffin, he might shock Ohio State. I don't know. But like you said, they're playing 1940s football, and that's just never going to do it. That's not going to beat Ohio State. So either that or hire some hot shot coordinator. That's the only thing that's going to save Harbaugh. His ideas ain't doing it.
Well, your coordinator might be out of town finally. Get off that sinking ship real quick.
That 11-year-old.
Who's that?
Elliott. Clemson's OC.
Elliott.
No, that's Scott. Scott already got out. Who's the
Elliott.
Elliott.
Tony
Elliott.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's all him though. I don't know. I mean, he's got to know. So to not be making such an obvious choice, he's got to know there's something DJ ain't doing or can't do or won't do. Right?
Right. I think Jason's genius came to the forefront last week, obviously, when it got out that Dabo's making a decision with him in the backup. I mean, you had said that since the beginning of the year, and I don't know how truer it could be when the head coach sounded like you.
Hey,
but you already made the decision. You said the backup was better. You already made that decision too 3 weeks ago.
I think because he just doesn't have the pressure. I mean, if it doesn't work when you make, you know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't have the same pressure. Whereas DJ, has this enormous amount of pressure because A, he's replacing Trevor Lawrence, and then B, he's so highly rated. Everybody thought the world out of him. So I just think the ability to get in there and throw it like the backup can do. I mean, you need that sometimes.
And Jason, it's something to be said too, man. I'm looking at that game. You're playing in Death Valley, man. It was empty seats everywhere. Like, I was like, man, they panned the screen a couple times, and
that was quick.
Listen, you don't see that.
It was raining. It was raining earlier today, but yeah, you're right.
It don't matter, Jason. You don't see that.
It was still a sellout though. Isn't that weird?
Right.
It just didn't go.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's always a sellout, but Giant games sell out for the next 30 years, and they still, and you start out 0-2. Watch what you see.
Let me ask y'all this question before we head out. College football.
Can I just say one thing? One thing? How much is it gonna sting if we get Arch Manning? Like if we go straight into Arch Manning after Trevor Lawrence in between this little DJ debacle, Clemson back for 3 years?
Well, he'd have to actually be the guy that we've seen him on, play that look like a lower level football he playing. I like to look at the guys around him. So we'll see.
I don't know, man. Some of them throws.
Jason, look at the guys around him. Don't watch him. Watch the guys around him.
Hey, the ball's got to get there, though, man. And it's getting there.
Okay.
Here we go.
But, hey, when Jason love a guy, he can't do no wrong. When K-Lou hate a guy, he can't do nothing right. So, oh, man. Well, speaking of doing something right, man, before we close out, what's your thoughts? Tomorrow, I guess the college football playoff committee going to decide, come out with their rankings. Who's in your 4K, Lou?
I think nothing changes. Oklahoma, how about that?
Who's in your final four, I guess?
I'm telling you.
Yep.
Oklahoma above everybody because, and I'm not saying that end up being number one, but it's just because they're going to win convincingly like they did for the rest of the way. Alabama's gonna figure out a way to get back involved. But I think they'll be 4 when this thing comes out. Anyway, just being nice. Ohio State again, man. They just dominate the Big Ten. I mean, we can have these conversations about the Big Ten, but we know who's gonna end up there. And then I'm missing 4.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah. Georgia. But I'm still upset with Dan Mullen. If y'all talking about who needs to be on the hot seat.
Oh, he's gone.
Talk to it, Caleb. What's
what
up?
He did in that first half, the last 2 minutes of that first half, that was, bro.
What did he do,
like
Caleb?
you're in a defensive fight. There's not one coach in the country except for Dan Mullen, evidently, that's not going to try to find a way to walk that thing into the half because it's a defensive struggle. Both defenses are playing lights out.
And you're in the game.
And you give the game away right before the half. Like I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. Like I'm a Florida fan, meaning like I like all the Florida schools. But to sit there and watch that, I was like, how can a Florida fan watch this game and not want his head?
They want it and they'll get it.
I mean,
not even a question.
To try to do something that hasn't been working all game. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to go into a 2-minute pass the ball offense when you haven't been able to do that with 2 minutes in the first quarter? It was suddenly going to work 2 minutes in the
Jason, with a guy that you got out there to run the ball. That's what, and I'm like, even if he would have subbed, which I thought he should have after the second turnover.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Like I thought it was a done deal. This didn't work out. Sorry, I tried.
Right.
Like, because here's the thing, Jones had a turnover issue too, but this dude done put you in every single game, and maybe he lost it too. But bro, against Alabama,
you almost beat him
with him, and he looked amazing against Alabama. And I'm like, you ain't gonna play nobody better than this. So why? How he lost the job after that? I don't care what y'all talking about. Like that's you. I think the quarterback situation is a cover up for the real problem. Damn mother.
Ooh, good Lord. Off with his head.
Hey, and I gotta go. I got this little baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say when those rankings come out, Georgia, Oklahoma, God, Alabama, Cincinnati. I think that's what they're gonna do. I'm not saying it's right, but I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna put Cincinnati at 4, so that everybody knows. Hey, one close game, buddy. Y'all out.
Cincinnati over Ohio State. Oh my God.
I think the CFP will have to. You know what I mean? But they're gonna put them at 4 to send a message to anybody to Ohio State. Don't worry, you'll keep winning. You'll jump them. I just don't see any other option. I still think Cincinnati earned the right with that marquee win over Notre Dame. You know, it's like, hey, look, we did what we were supposed to do. Put us in. I don't think they'll get in. I think they will win out and finish 5 and miss the playoffs.
All right. What's your thoughts, Dave?
I agree.
Who's in your final 4?
Yeah, Georgia, Oklahoma, Cincinnati. Who was the 4th one that you had said, Jason?
I did Alabama, then Cincinnati. I think.
Cincinnati before. I agree to say it's Alabama be 3, then Cincinnati 4.
Well, let me ask you this: when you talk about final 4, right? So you're saying for Alabama to get in, that means either they got to beat Georgia in the SEC championship. Could a 2-loss Alabama still get in?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't think so. Auburn's actually got a couple good wins lately, though. Auburn's starting to come on, so that'll be big for them. But I don't. If they lose, it depends on what else happens in the Big Ten. Depends on what else happens with Ohio State.
Yeah, that's true. I think what's going to happen is I think they're going to beat Georgia, because I just think they can beat Georgia, because I think Georgia is very one-dimensional, and so I think we're going to be forced to suffer through a 1-loss Georgia, a 1-loss Alabama, a 1-loss Ohio State, and an Oklahoma. I think it's just going to be who it is, and I think out of all that, Alabama wins again.
Yeah, because if Georgia loses 1, they can still get in. And I think if they played in the SEC championship undefeated, they let up a little bit.
I think Georgia, if Georgia make it to the SEC championship, because they're the only person they play now on the remaining schedule that could possibly be a threat, which is not a threat, is Tennessee at all. Yeah. I mean, to me, they finish out, even if they lose in the SEC championship, they're still in, regardless of what's happening. I think they're still in, regardless.
Auburn's going to be interesting, though. Auburn's starting to play better.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm just saying, but Auburn,
you think Auburn can knock Bama out?
No, I said Alabama. I mean, Auburn might be able to beat them in the last game of the season.
Beat Alabama?
Yeah. It's in Auburn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Great.
I know. You sound like Jason. Jason was saying Florida's gonna beat them.
Florida should have beat them.
That's right. Auburn had a good win over Mississippi. Mississippi wasn't a bad team.
Yeah, no doubt.
That game is going to be in Auburn. Like, it's a rivalry game. Nix is getting better. Nix is getting a little bit better.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
I don't know. My double A. You got. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a wild card here, and it could work out, but it's a long shot. But I think Georgia will get there. Even I think they'll get by Alabama in a championship game. I see someone like Michigan State. I see Oklahoma, and I see Cincinnati. Cincinnati ain't gonna lose, so they're gonna really have to find a reason not to be there. Oklahoma's not going to lose the rest of the year. So I think it's only one SEC team and it's one Big Ten team. And I think Michigan State, I think they're a team of destiny right now, the way they're playing.
They beat Ohio State?
I think they can.
I mean, that's the only thing with the Big Ten. All the top teams play each other between Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan, and even Penn State. Those 4, they play each other. They're all on the same side of the Big Ten conference. Yep. I think they're all on the East. And so to me, they can one team any given Saturday, somebody can beat the other team. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I don't know how that thing gonna pan out. But I think Georgia to me is definitely in. I think Cincinnati. I don't know. Oklahoma, let me start with them. I don't know. I want them to win, but I don't know. Their defense is still not where they need to be, you know?
Who are they
I
playing the
like
rest
to
of the year?
change the quarterback with Caleb Williams. I like him, but their defense, I don't know if they're that and for them, because they got to play Oklahoma State, they got to play Baylor, they got to play Iowa State, you know, and
They might
I don't
not
know.
make it.
I don't know if they're going to make it out undefeated. I hope they do. I like the things they're doing. So I got question marks. So, but I agree with you, Jason. I think Cincinnati, especially early, is going to be in there, but they're going to get screwed if these other teams win because they just don't play. Their strength of schedule is not strong.
Yeah. Any one loss champ, they'll jump them.
Yeah, and that unfortunately. So I think that's
I think Cincinnati is going to need Georgia, which can't happen now.
You said what?
Georgia's going to need to be 2 losses because a 1-loss Georgia's in no matter what. Alabama will have to have a second loss. Ohio State will have to have a second loss. Really, Alabama and Ohio State each have to lose one more time, or
Cincinnati. Exactly, exactly right.
You say that part again.
Alabama and Ohio State will both have to lose one more time, or Cincinnati ain't playing.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Losing again ain't gonna be enough. Both of them have to lose one more game.
Okay, so would a scenario be some type of way where, say Georgia's undefeated, they beat Alabama, right?
Yep.
Oklahoma's undefeated.
Yep. Michigan State, Cincinnati.
Michigan State or Cincinnati.
Double A scenario.
I think it's possible. Michigan State's on. They're playing right now. I don't think they can lose.
Well, let me ask you a question. Will a 1-loss Big Ten school, since the Big Ten is beating up on each other, right? Michigan State, Ohio State, right? Michigan State or Ohio State beat Michigan State, right? Ohio State win the Big Ten. Will Michigan State, with the 1-loss Michigan State who lost against Ohio State, would they leapfrog Cincinnati to get in there?
Maybe. I say maybe.
Nah.
I do.
Nah. Yeah. They don't play the Big Ten championship now.
I don't know, man.
Nah.
Yeah. I don't
trust the committee.
I think a 1-loss team can leapfrog Cincinnati if they win a championship.
They win a big Yeah.
See, I agree that would be correct, but I'm saying I don't trust the committee. I'm not saying they would be right to do it, but I'm saying I believe there's a chance they would do it because I think they got the wrong voices in the room. I just do.
All right, well, conspiracy theory. All right, well, sound good. All right, well, you heard it here. You heard it from Jason who want Deshaun Watson. Baby, let's go. Get it done. But, hey, man, I appreciate you guys coming on, man. Hey, appreciate the thing, man. Great show, outstanding show. Appreciate you guys watching. K-Lou had to get out, man, go birth the baby. So from Sideline to Baseline, we are gone. Appreciate you. Peace.